Hello everybody, welcome back to F1 Manager 24, where we are heading to China for the last leg of our Asian calendar, I think it is. No, we've got Singapore, how could I forget? We've got Singapore after this, I shouldn't forget that. It's my home Grand Prix, but there you go, I forgot about it. Yes, our car has had improvements on it. If we have a look at this, you can see we now have... Do we have improvements on it? Or have I just made that up? I think I might have made that up. Ah, no, there we go. Rear wing number 3 can go on. Yes, it is actually not as good in top speed and DRS, but it's much more effective in the corners. So we are going to go for that. We've installed that now, so if you can see there, it gives us quite a bit of improvement for medium speed corners, which is good. Top speed and acceleration are good in China because of the massively long straight and the DRS effectiveness as well, but the medium speed is crucial, and we get more of that out of rear wing 3. I've got a feeling there is something else. Oh, they're on both. That's on both. Suspension is on both as well, so it is just the rear wing. Yes, it is just the rear wing that needed changing, but there we go. So we're going to have the number 1 car in low speed corners, number 3's car in medium speed corners, and the second fastest in high speed corners. Next, I think we are going to be focusing on tyre preservation. We do need to make that better. It is affecting our strategies a bit, and our top speed and DRS effectiveness as well. But we are in a cracking position with the car, to be honest. I'm not expecting the podium. I'm expecting high points, but Daniel Ricciardo, we're going to put him on 9th or higher, and we're actually going to go, Ollie Behrman's going to go above 14th as well, right? I'm expecting Daniel Ricciardo to be challenging for a podium. That's what I want. Back for qualifying. We will be qualifying, I'll tell you that much. In practice then, the post-practice report, you can see, not there, overview, that's what I want. 93% for Daniel Ricciardo, 90% set up, or 97% actually set up for Daniel Ricciardo, 90% for Ollie Behrman, and 93% overall, and a 90% overall for Ollie Behrman. Not a bad point. I think the further we get through this year, we're going to have to take Daniel Ricciardo out of practice and start giving affiliates some time, just to allow them to make the move, really. Right, we did change Ollie Behrman's stuff over for practice, just to make sure that he's not completely killing all of his components at once. He didn't have the best of races out last time in Japan, did he? It was lots of spins, lots of lockups, and did struggle. He got his bonus though. He did get his bonus. I think I want a new engine for China. I think it's going to be very crucial. ERS, I think we can keep the same ERS. That's not a problem. Gearbox, we will give Daniel Ricciardo a new gearbox as well, just to make sure. But yeah, Ollie Behrman needs to start stepping up. He's got a quick car. Towards the end of last year, he did start improving his performances, and that is what we want to see a little bit more of here as well. There is our lovely black livery. Love it. Absolutely love it. As we're following out Max Verstappen. Never a bad thing. Okay, first lap's done. The car looks magnificent, by the way, in black. Absolutely love that. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo is 7/1000. Is that right? 100th, thousands, milliseconds, I think. Yeah, we're very, very close to Max Verstappen. Ollie Behrman 0.3 off, but I think he might. I think he's got more in the car. I'm gonna say Daniel Ricciardo's probably safe. We'll just send him out on the same set. Again, we'll send both of them out on the same set, to be honest. Okay, Q1 done. Both drivers through. Daniel Ricciardo in 5th. Ollie Behrman up to 8th. He did that on his 7th lap of qualifying. He was about a second off the leaders, and I was like, there's more in there. And he did it on used tyres as well. So there is pace in both cars. Charles Leclerc on provisional pole at the moment, but we're going into Q2, where we will put both drivers on fresh. I mean, let's set a banker lap on that tyre for Daniel Ricciardo. There's not much life left in the tyres that Ollie Behrman used. So Daniel Ricciardo will go out immediately on there. There it is. I just think it looks lovely. Like, it's menacing, isn't it? It's aggressive. What a machine. What a machine Brawn have made here. Maybe it does need a bit more splash of, like, the lime green on maybe the nose or maybe the side pods. But, yeah, I really like it. With a little Pepsi sponsorship as well on there. Not too bad. Let's see what we can see. Cisco at the back on the rear wing. Then you've got HSBC, who are one of our title sponsors. down here as well. Microsoft at the front. And then from the cockpit, it does look very nice, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, he's weaving to warm up his tyres. But, yeah, no, I like the look of it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hamilton is out on a warm-up lap as well. So Daniel Ricciardo obviously going to be setting a banker lap in here. He's going to catch Tsunoda at the snail turn, which is a little bit annoying. But we'll get Ollie Behrman out in a minute, I think. So Ricciardo goes top with a 131.1. But that, I'm sure, will be beaten because Ricciardo is on used tyres. In fact, there we go. Lewis Hamilton's set a time which is 1.2 seconds quicker. Ollie Behrman's just set a time, put him at P3, 5/10, half a second off Max Verstappen, which is pretty much what we were doing in Q1 as well, so that's not too bad. Daniel Ricciardo is currently on a flying lap, as you can see on the screens behind us. He has set a personal best sector 1. He is just about to catch some traffic though, which is a little bit running. I've got some traffic. Did he say lap aborted? This lap's aborted. It is definitely not aborted, mate. Keep going. You've got this. You've got this. You've set 2 personal best sectors, mate. 2 personal best sectors. You've got this in the bag. I'm predicting 3rd. He'll push Ollie Behrman down into 4th, I think. Ollie Behrman's currently on his in lap, so he'll be coming into the pits. But here is Daniel Ricciardo round the final corner. Really giving it everything he's got, even though he moaned he was hit by traffic and had to abandon the lap. He hasn't, and he jumps to 5th. Okay, so he probably did hit a bit of traffic, but still decent. Q2 ton, both drivers through, not the best. Ollie Behrman in 7th, Daniel Ricciardo in 9th. Both actually going quicker than their Q1 times, but it looks like we're seeing a bit more actual pace from the other drivers. Lando Norris there getting a provisional pole at the end of Q2. We're going to put new drivers on, new tyres, sorry, on both drivers at the start of this session. Because I feel like I don't think we're going to be using the softs in China. We might, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's try and get some free air with Daniel and Ollie, although Daniel has got free air because there's no one in front of him. Ollie's got a bit of a gap to Lando Norris. Daniel Ricciardo is going to hit a few drivers, though. He's so far caught everyone at a good point, and Alonso as well. So this should be a decent time. 1:29.9. Tsunoda goes 6/10 slower. Norris only goes into 2nd. Who is out across the line? I think that's Piastri about to qualify next. Behrman goes 3rd. This is Oscar... Oh, no, we've got a few people in front of Oscar Piastri. We've got one of Max Verstappen... And that is Max Verstappen just coming around the final corner. Max Verstappen then, first lap of Q3. It's going to be nothing because he's just doing his flying lap. That's disappointing. Piastri, are you doing a... Piastri goes top. Okay, that sort of makes sense. 3/10 quicker than Daniel Ricciardo. And then we've got a Ferrari, it seems like, coming down. But I think that is an out lap. Because it doesn't... No, it is a flying lap from Leclerc. So where can Leclerc put his time? Charles Leclerc does a 1:30.9. He is slower than Yuki Tsunoda. Everyone's using used tyres, I think, judging by this. Although, yeah, we've got 89%. Verstappen, I imagine, will set a pretty decent time. We've got Alonso and Hamilton out there as well to set time. So at the moment... 2nd and 5th, not dreadful. Okay, we've put on fresh tyres for the end of Q3, which leaves us with 1 set of softs each driver as we go into the race. So we're going to have to try and time this just to get at the end of the pack. But the problem with China is that everyone goes out at different times and you're always going to hit a little bit of traffic. So there goes Verstappen, there goes Hamilton, and there goes Alonso. So I think that is everybody out. Daniel Ricciardo out. Ollie Behrman out. Norris is behind us. He's the last driver to go out, Lando Norris. He may get caught and have to give up some time. No, everybody's going to get a clean lap. There's a yellow flag. Ollie Behrman's locked up. He's locked up, so we might as well take manual control and call the car in on this lap. Get him to ease off everything, even though it's in super fast speed at the moment. So it's going to be 6th and 7th, it looks like. Yes, it is. No, we couldn't improve on that final lap. Ollie Behrman, unlucky. I mean, 6th and 7th is still decent. That's okay. Max Verstappen on pole. All right, then. Cloudy conditions here in China. And, oh, this is tough, isn't it? This is tough. Right, a 1:28.05. I mean, apparently we can go 2 seconds quicker than that if we put those mediums on a little bit earlier. Does that change our time there? No, but if we get the mediums on, can we get 3 seconds? No, we can't. So we might as well push those softs a little bit more. I think we can actually go on them a little bit later. I think, or do we go for an undercut? I mean, the hards look really good. We don't have another set. Bollocks. We've only got 1 set of each. Okay. All right. We'll get that one in there to go soft. They're saying to do the reverse strategy for Ollie Bearman. Right. Rightio. A 128.08. Again, can we find 2 seconds? Or, in fact, if we go on these mediums as late as possible and then push them. That's a 128 now. Okay, so they're not as good if you push. So I think we find a second with Ollie Bearman. See, that finds him 2 seconds. Do we do that and hold those mediums out to dry? I think we do. We've got to get everything we can with Ollie Bearman. It does now make me think, could we push Daniel on those? Get on them later. There's the 3 seconds. That's what we wanted. Okay. That's what we wanted. That's 3 seconds quicker. I'm happy. I am happy. I wanted Daniel to be pushing for a potential podium here. Maybe I was asking a bit too much. We'll underfuel the car a little bit. Just 2 laps for each driver, just to give them a little bit boost of acceleration off the line. Here we go then into the Chinese Grand Prix. I am happy. I am excited. China is a great racetrack, to be honest. I think it is a good racetrack. Lots of skill needed. So we've got mediums, softs, got a couple of hard runners it looks like as well. But there we go. I do love that outtake. But yeah, well, apparently we've got like the 4th or 5th best car in the grid, as that is Daniel Ricciardo getting past Sergio Perez early doors, and Ollie Bearman is not far behind either. Let's get Daniel Ricciardo up into his high aggression like we always do, and we're going to go on board with Ollie Bearman here, running that hard tyre. What can he do in this race car? What can he do? He's going to just going to have a bit of trouble here from Yuki Tsunoda up his inside there in that V-carb, which may be getting a facelift next year. There may not be a V-carb on the court, on the circuit, but we shall see. But yeah, I'm going to put that down to soft tyres v hard tyres. That's not too much of an issue there. Don't know why it still does that. I'm just going to have a look at something here. Bear with me. Okay, I've changed the quality of the graphics to absolute ultra because my PC can handle it, and I'm not recording off these PC. For this game and the PlayStation, I've got a recording PC, so this should be totally fine. And I do think it's crisped things up a little bit. I'll just keep an eye on it. But yeah, Ollie Bearman in 8th, doing pretty well. Daniel Ricciardo has put a second between him and Sergio Perez already in this. Is on the back of Charles Leclerc and that front running pack. So hopefully, if we get the strategy right with Daniel, I do think we're in a positive position. As you can see right at the front, that is Piastri battling with Lando Norris. Ollie Bearman loses out to Lance Stroll, but we've got to remember, oh, it looks like he hit Lance Stroll there. May have just avoided it. But Ollie Bearman is on the hard tyre, so that is something we've just got to keep an eye on and just make sure we manage that sensibly, so to speak. DRS is enabled, and Ricciardo has dropped the people behind him. Ollie Bearman pushing the hard tyre, but yeah, could be in for a little bit of a world of pain to start. Hopefully his strategy towards the end gets him back into the places, the higher points paying positions anyway, when he puts the soft tyre on. But we are now just gonna wind in Daniel Ricciardo a little bit here. We don't want him to use up all of his battery too much. Happy to push the engine a little bit more. And obviously Ollie Bearman can still push a little bit more because I don't want him losing the time to Lewis Hamilton. So I do think, yeah, we need to start working on tyre preservation for the car and the dirty air tolerance and probably some actual straight line speed as well, just to make sure. But Ollie Bearman, as you can see, right on the back of Lewis Hamilton in that Ferrari in front of him, who is losing a bit of time to Sergio Perez. So some gaps opening up here because Norris has also lost time to Piastri. Piastri on the softs chasing down Verstappen. Leclerc on the softs and Ricciardo keeping pace just about with him. So the softs definitely seem to be having an advantage early doors at the moment, which is obviously not Not a bad thing for Daniel Ricciardo, although he is losing pace to Charles Leclerc, which is disappointing as Verstappen just loses or just regains the lead from Oscar Piastri. But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo, let's get him to push a little bit out of this last corner then, because he is not going to have DRS and he needs to keep pace with the cars in front. He now has DRS, so excellent. That's going to draw him into Charles Leclerc. Look at that pace. It's Lando Norris we find ourselves behind now. Daniel Ricciardo having a little look. Those medium tyres not doing Norris any favours, to be honest. We do just need to make sure we're paying attention to what we do, and we'll get all this back in line for both drivers. Give us a bit more natural pace. See where we go. Okay, we've got a yellow flag. We've got multiple cars crashing. Looks like Stroll and Sainz in the Williams, and it is Carlos Sainz. And he's just coming to have a look at Lance Stroll, who goes defensive. Carlos Sainz can't get on the brakes hard enough. You're going to say that Williams has probably let him down there, because Carlos Sainz is a good driver, but that looks like the fault of Carlos Sainz. The Williams teams aren't happy. Look at them in their little overalls that I've put into the game. That's nice, isn't it? With their golf overalls. But you can see, actually, we're coming back to see Daniel Ricciardo having a go at Charles Leclerc under yellow flag, running in a different sector, though. So that doesn't matter. But, yeah, he's up into 4th place. 1.4 seconds. I reckon we can push a little bit here. Try and close that gap to Piastri, Verstappen and Norris in front using our battery. Let's see what we can do. If we can get within a second through this section, that would be very nice indeed. Ollie Behrman's lost pace to Perez. Understandable, given he's on the hard tyre. Sergio Perez as well, but Perez has dropped back a few positions to try and meet up with Ollie Behrman. Sort of just be a natural pace. It's a time penalty for Carlos Sainz. And Daniel Ricciardo is in DRS of the cars in front, which is absolutely lovely. Don't lose it going into these corners, Daniel, and you will be a bit of a legend. Let's get Ollie Behrman back into his battery usage. See if he can just close that gap there. Daniel Ricciardo should have DRS, even though they're pulling away now. I'm pretty sure he got it at the detection point. So Daniel Ricciardo does have DRS, so he is going to get pulled along ever so slightly with this group in front as well. I don't mind managing this a little bit, making sure he's there as he's... Oh, I thought he was going to have a little look round the outside there, but didn't quite make it happen. Ollie Behrman is back in the DRS as well, and it looks like Daniel Ricciardo's done a great job of just sitting behind this lot and getting it done. By the way, the more you ride on board with the drivers like this, the much easier it is to manage it. If you're ever wondering how to get better performances, do more of this sort of management. We've had another incident with multiple cars. It looks like Nico Hülkenberg could be one of them. It's all happening behind us at the moment. It's Alex Albon. It's the other Williams of Alex Albon going up the inside. He kind of... Oh, Nico sort of turned in a little bit. I think Nico's lost an end plate. And Alex Albon isn't happy, calling Nico Hülkenberg stupid, but he chucked it up the inside. Fair play to Alex. He did a good job. But, yeah, just needs to make sure that he's not too dangerous. Let's get this back on deploy. I just feel like we can encourage our Ollie to just close up here to Sergio Perez in front, because Hamilton's a little bit of a sitting duck at the moment. So Ollie Behrman has just passed Sergio Perez, so we're going to need him to push that battery a little bit more to try and close the gap to Lewis Hamilton. He got it at the end of the DRS straight, as you can see here, taking advantage of Perez not having DRS, being too far away from Lewis Hamilton, and just tucking it up the inside. A really good move from Ollie Behrman. He's driving better. He is definitely driving better. Now he's going to be under pressure from Perez. Yes, they might just DRS hop a little bit, the two hard runners at the moment. But Ollie Behrman isn't doing a dreadful job of it at the moment. I'm just thinking, there's no point in deploying now because he's got so far to go behind Lewis Hamilton, who also doesn't have DRS. So we'll see how that one goes. Daniel Ricciardo, on the other hand, wonderful stuff. He is racing wonderfully, keeping with this front pack and doing a cracking job of it. And most people will be on a similar strategy. We have used more of our tyres, but that's okay. We're pitting. We're in line for them to not go below 30%, so not too bad. What we don't want, though, is Verstappen and Piastri on their soft tyres to get away from us. So we may have to have some action here to try and get past Lando and see how it goes. As you can see, closing up very, very close, coming around the corner. We will get DRS. That should allow us to pass Lando. So we'll just drop that back in there, and it should allow Daniel now to just accelerate I mean, that acceleration of that McLaren is utterly ridiculous. Right, Ollie Behrman is slowly dropping Sergio Perez behind him, 0.8 now, but is very much away from Lewis Hamilton because of the DRS that Hamilton has. Look how close this front battle is here. It's unbelievable. It's really, really close. We're actually going to tell Daniel to go for this. Oh, that's Max Verstappen going wide. Max Verstappen goes wide. Lando Norris, I don't think, has DRS here. There is no DRS on this straight, Dave, that's why. But that puts Daniel Ricciardo up into second place. Max Verstappen has dropped all the way down to 10th. All the way down into 10th for Max Verstappen. That is terrible for the Dutch driver. But Daniel Ricciardo now, second place behind Piastri. Both of them on soft tyres. Piastri has a little bit more life left in his. But yeah, not too bad so far. Wow, Oscar Piastri is in an absolute rocket ship. He is 1.9 seconds ahead of us. Lando Norris is keeping pace. That McLaren is quick. It is very, very quick. Ollie Behrman has just lost out to Perez. These two will be battling each other while they're both on hard tyres, I imagine. That's going to come down to strategy to see if Behrman can jump above Sergio Perez at all. Obviously, he will be performing a slight undercut, given that he's pushing his tyres a lot. But yeah, look at how far Piastri's ahead. 2.4 seconds. That is incredible speed from Oscar Piastri. And of course, it means we don't get DRS. So we are really struggling. It shouldn't be... The tyre wear shouldn't really be kicking that much just yet. But maybe it is. Maybe it is around China. Who knows? Okay, Ollie Behrman and Perez still switching positions. That's fine. Daniel Ricciardo... We've sort of not let Lando Norris get in front of us, but Lando Norris's natural pace is pulling us closer to Piastri. So us being behind him is quite a good thing, especially when we sit in this section and we do get DRS, which we should do. Why have we not got DRS? We're definitely in a second. Bloody hell. That means Charles Leclerc is going to be right on our ass. But you can see that Lando Norris is now pulling us along and has caught us up to Oscar Piastri. So we're now back in this sort of DRS train up here. And that is great news for us because we should now get DRS in this section, hopefully, at least. No, we don't. Probably means we're going to lose out to Charles Leclerc. Up front, those two McLarens are just absolutely different world. Unbelievable pace. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, we've got a VSC. I've stopped it just in time because Daniel Ricciardo is getting very close to his pit stop need. So he is going to come in on this lap under VSC, which will be a little bit quicker for him. Ollie Behrman's still got a little bit further to go. Do we bunch it forward for Behrman? Do we get on those mediums? We can't really. Those mediums are being pushed to their most. They're being pushed to their limits, unfortunately. So Daniel is going to come in. Now, what will be interesting is, will everybody pit? The McLarens might double stack here, which, no, both McLarens stay out. And Daniel Ricciardo is in under the safety car. Now, this is where Daniel could get a very, very good boost here. Iwasa has retired. Let's just quickly watch that as Daniel Ricciardo goes in. There he is. He's had a spin. He's stuck in the sand. And Iwasa in the Haas is out. Daniel Ricciardo is in. Ollie Behrman continues. Perez continues. It's a quite well-timed pit stop. I'm not going to lie. It's a very well-timed virtual safety car. 2.1 stop as well. Very good. Now, do we come out in front of Tsunoda? Ideally, that's what we want. It's going to be close. No, we're going to be just behind Yuki Tsunoda. Okay, not too bad. Ollie Behrman has got a couple more laps till he comes in. Daniel Ricciardo, yeah, all of this stuff is fine. We can harvest up as well. We might as well harvest up with Ollie Behrman in there as well. But Behrman in 6th, Daniel Ricciardo in 9th, but has done his stop. This is going to bunch everyone closer together. And, well, not bunch, it will keep everyone at the same delta, obviously. But, yeah, I'm very happy with when that virtual safety car happened. Okay, interestingly, Charles Leclerc has pit under the virtual safety car. I'm pulling the trigger. We are going with Ollie. Ollie is going to pit. And he's in. We got it just in time. Ollie Behrman pits. I think whilst the virtual safety car's out, we're better pitting under it. So, yeah, why not? Why not, Ollie? Get onto those medium tyres. Good stint on the hards. He did well. He will jump from he'll jump back behind his teammate now. Is it going to be a good stop for these boys as well? 2.0, come on. The pit stop crew are on fire today. They really are. We should just get out in front of Tio Porchairs. The virtual safety car is just ending. So I just need to sort all this out, don't I? Neutral, that's fine. We do need to get some temperature into your tyres, Daniel. But that should be fine. Can we get out just in front of Porchair? I think we have just got out in front of Porchair. So medium is fine. Let's get some temperature into them. Back to neutral for now. And the virtual safety car, just as Behrman comes out the pit, it's back to green flag racing. Both drivers still in the points. Both drivers on fresh tyres as well. So let's see what we can do. Porchair obviously right behind us. But yeah, everyone else has got a pit other than Charles Leclerc, who Daniel Ricciardo is right behind. So we're in a good position right now. I'm very happy with how that's worked. Other people's tyres, struggling. Okay, Piastri pits. He is in the pit stop now. He's going to come out. Daniel Ricciardo and Charles Leclerc could get net lead of this race. Piastri is going to be coming out behind both of us. We have net P2 at the moment. Ollie Behrman is going to be flying past as well. Piastri is out in front of him, but Ollie Behrman is racing a very good race at the moment. Very happy with Ollie Behrman's performance. Yes, he's in 9th, but he should get more positions as well as they pit. And you can see there, Daniel Ricciardo in the DRS of Charles Leclerc. Plenty of battery to play with as well. And in a very, very good position. Yeah, Ollie Behrman, I think we have pushed his battery a little bit. He can probably go back to pushing his engine a little bit more as well, as can Daniel Ricciardo, because I think we're going to get that fuel back relatively easily towards the end of the race. Let's just make sure we stick in the DRS of Charles Leclerc, who has gone on to medium tyres as well. So we should be matching a similar sort of strategy, although he started on the soft. Oh, so did we with Daniel Ricciardo. But yeah, so Alonso still going to pit. Verstappen still got to pit. Perez, Hamilton and Norris all got to pit. Daniel Ricciardo 17 seconds off the lead. And Behrman is 28 seconds off the lead. But we're looking at Ollie Behrman probably around 7th or 8th, I think, is where we want him to challenge. Daniel Ricciardo is the main one who we really need to get into these positions. You can see how the tyres are just dying off for the people in front. As Max Verstappen is passed by Charles Leclerc. Surely Max Verstappen pits on this lap. No, Max Verstappen carries on, which means we are going to get DRS off Max. And that is glorious. Right, Hamilton has pitted though, so Ricciardo up to 5th. Alonso pits as well, so Behrman's going to get a couple of spots there. And yeah, all looking rosy at the moment. I'm happy. So Lando Norris has pitted as Ollie Behrman overtakes Lewis Hamilton. They're quite far away from the battle though, but that does go back to what we thought it would be. Leclerc P1, us in P2. We are struggling to keep up with that Ferrari though, which is a little bit of an issue. Piastri down in P4, Verstappen in P3, but still hasn't pitted on those 47% medium tyres. Ollie Behrman is battling with Lewis Hamilton. Unfortunately, he's probably going to lose out to Norris and everything like that. But yeah, my concentration at the moment is on Danny Ricciardo running net P2 in the Chinese Grand Prix so far. And it might be short-lived, but Daniel Ricciardo is up into P1 in China as he gets Charles Leclerc through DRS into the last sort of couple of corners. But yeah, I mean, Leclerc's going to have DRS on the next straight, so let's see. And yeah, Charles Leclerc flew straight past him. Ollie Behrman has overtaken Lewis Hamilton though. These two are just in a world of their own. But yeah, Charles Leclerc overtakes Daniel Ricciardo, and I'm playing on 2 times speed from the driver's position. So it's gone to lap 25, but Max Verstappen has finally come into the pits. He is going to tumble down the order because he has been out on those tyres far too long. Ollie Behrman is up into 4th, by the way. He's now battling with Norris and Hamilton, and between both of them, he's jumped them both. He's 6 seconds off the top 3, but there you go. We've got a yellow flag somewhere. It's Porchair looking like he's in a bit of trouble, to be honest. Yeah, Verstappen still in the pits. He's dropped all the way down into 9th. Might be going for a one-stopper, though, to be honest. As, yeah, Ollie Behrman just gets passed by Lando Norris. If we can hold on to the back of Norris, though, that would be nice. We're just going to ask Ollie to give it everything he's got to hold on to them with the battery, because we might be able to drop Hamilton as well by pushing our battery a bit more. But Daniel Ricciardo trying to keep hold of Charles Leclerc as well. So we're just going to get him a little bit closer, although we should have DRS down this straight, which will help quite a lot. which it does. So let's go neutral into that now. And yeah, we're getting up. There's been a crash. Loads of cars crashed again, apparently. I do want to watch that, but I also want to change Ollie Behrman's strategy. It's Liam Lawson in the V-Carb with a Sauber again. Or a kick Sauber, I should say. And they've both gone flying off. Just avoids the wall. He might be able to get going off the grass. But, yes. Not ideal there for Liam Lawson again. I think it's Nico Hulkenberg again, bless him. He's not had the best of days, has he? He's not had the best of days. We did drop Hamilton over a second, but we haven't managed to just claw in or stay with Norris, who has made that a huge gap, to be honest. Daniel Ricciardo's back in first. This is going to be ongoing for a while. It's all about getting our strategy right, and I'm hoping that we push on those hard tyres is good at the end of the race. Okay, we've got 2 cars crashed, lots of debris. There's been a very eventful Chinese Grand Prix. It's George Russell coming round, and it's his teammate. Oh, it's his teammate. I don't think it was as big as is being made out there on the comms. But I think it was poor Chair. He's forced his teammate into the pits. We are still leading the Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc is just sort of position swapping with us. Ollie Behrman has lost out 9 seconds to Lewis Hamilton now. So that Ferrari is just a much quicker car. And Lewis Hamilton's a better driver than Ollie Behrman. But we've got a 10-second gap back to Oscar Piastri. So it really is Charles Leclerc and Daniel Ricciardo in a little world of their own. And just doing this, DRS swapping every time. And that's all we really need to worry about. We're in a great position. I think both of us are doing a similar strategy towards the end of the race. A late safety car may screw us over because we don't have any other tyres we can have. Although we have just pushed Charles Leclerc off a little bit there, which is lovely. I don't mind it. Charles Leclerc pits. He's going for an undercut. So Daniel, give it everything you've got, mate. Attack, push, on everything. You are coming into the pits on this lap. This is make or break. Him and Piastri have both gone for an undercut. Ollie Behrman, we're going to be leaving you out. You're probably going to have to nurse those tyres a little bit, mate, aren't you? Because you are struggling. But, yeah, Daniel Ricciardo needs to make this happen. Charles Leclerc out on the hard tyre. Oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be close. We need a crack if we've ever needed a pit stop. Hamilton pits as well. He's going for an undercut on Ollie Behrman, who obviously is ending on the soft tyre. So we'll be ending on a quicker tyre. I'm just thinking, do we get Ollie in as well? Oh, we can't be undercut by that much. We're going to have to go on the softs. Confirm, and we're just going to have to knock them down onto light, I think. But Daniel Ricciardo is leading the Chinese Grand Prix. It's all about how far away is Charles Leclerc. I mean, a safety car now would be absolutely epic. Race safety car! It's a safety car! Come on! We've got both drivers coming into the pits already, pitting this lap. What has caused the safety car? Perfect timing for Daniel Ricciardo. Hopefully can get in and out. But Esteban Ocon looks completely innocuous in... Oh my word, yeah, that is a safety car. Had contact. What an understatement there. But DRS disabled. We are 15 seconds ahead of Norris, 27 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc, and Daniel Ricciardo is coming into pits. I think we're going to come out. We should, in theory, come out in front of Charles Leclerc here under safety car. We are going to be pitting Ollie Behrman as well. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. We need a good stop, boys. Come on. Pit stop gods. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's good. 2.1. Oh, it's good. Norris pits. That was always going to happen. Everyone's going to go onto the hard tyres other than Ollie Behrman, who's going to be going onto his softs. I mean, Daniel Ricciardo is going to be miles in front of Charles Leclerc. Yes, it's a safety car, but we're on the same tyres now. We are on the same tyres. This is epic. Come on. Oh, my word. Come on, please. Please. Ollie Behrman in the pits, going for his change as well. Swings in from the mediums onto the soft. He's being held. He's not had a good pit stop. That is not what you need on a safety car. I mean, we've done what? 6 stops in this race, and one of them has been bad. So I'm not too mad, to be honest. But yeah, Behrman is out in 6th. And he'll be bunched up with a lot of other drivers next to him. And will be on a much quicker tyre, I imagine. Perez has gone softs as well. We did the same strategy as Perez. Verstappen goes used softs. This is going to be very interesting at the end of the race. This really is. Okay, safety car is coming in. We are leading from the front here with Daniel Ricciardo. This is going to be tense. This is going to be tense, folks. We have Daniel Ricciardo leading at the front on fresh hard tyres, racing Leclerc and Norris. We have Behrman in 6th on soft tyres when everyone else in front of him is on hards. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy. We have pushed from Charles Leclerc very well off the start. Daniel Ricciardo has left them for dead. It's because we don't have battle assist on. That's why. We've just absolutely floored it. I'm sort of thinking we do that with Ollie as well, and we'll manage it. We'll manage it as we go. Ricciardo should be able to get these tyres to the end pushing. Behrman, not too sure if his will make it on the level that we've got them now. But Ollie Behrman, you can see he's in there. He's trying. He's trying. Is Hamilton put on mediums? Hamilton's put on mediums. Okay. That's not too bad. But 1.5 seconds is the gap back from Daniel Ricciardo already. If we look on board with Charles Leclerc, we know that Ferrari is rapid. So we have to make the most of this while we've got the distance. Because if we can just pull away while he's battling with Norris having DRS, that would be absolutely massive. It would be absolutely massive. We've got 1% better tyres than him as well, which is nice. It means they're both pushing. They're both pushing. But Ollie Behrman on the back of Lewis Hamilton. He's losing a bit of time, which is annoying. But I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be fine once he gets those soft tyres going. But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo flying away at the moment as DRS is not open just yet. And Leclerc's out of distance. It won't be long till he reels us in. Look at their straight line speed. That's where they reel us in, is their straight line speed. And that is what we need to improve. We really do need to improve that straight line speed on the car. But for now, we are out in front. We are out in front. For how long? I don't think it'll be long. But for 15 laps to go, we're currently leading the Chinese Grand Prix. Yep, Charles Leclerc has caught us up, and he has the DRS to fly past us. We've actually both left Lando Norris for dead as well. But we dropped down to second. Not wildly disappointed with that, to be honest. But it was always that Ferrari is an absolute beast, to be honest, in a straight line. So not too worried about that at the moment. Yeah, look how well these hard tyres are doing here. Unbelievable. Really, really good. As long as we stay in the DRS, we're okay. Piastri and Norris are behind us as well. Behrman still chasing down Lewis Hamilton, trying to get that move done. But yeah, we just need to make sure we can stay with Charles Leclerc here. I mean, it could be a podium. It could be agonisingly close to a podium because it's just annoying. It's both McLarens behind us. It is such a fast car. It really is. But we're keeping pace in the corners, which is what we need. And then get to the DRS zone, fly past, or even just get it done here. That's not ideal. There's a yellow flag again, but I think it's been cleared up as Behrman tried to overtake Lewis Hamilton and get it done. It's Liam Lawson locking up there. Now, unfortunately, Daniel Ricciardo's got past Charles Leclerc, and he's going to give Charles Leclerc DRS, which is a little bit disappointing, to be honest, but it is how it goes. Honestly, this race, Daniel Ricciardo and Charles Leclerc are just switching positions every lap, basically, and it's bonkers. Ollie Behrman is up into 5th and on the back of the two McLarens, so giving them something to think about. This is, I can't keep up. I can't do enough highlights to show you what's going on in this race. But Ollie Behrman ending on the softs could be a masterstroke. We just need him to take it easy just a little bit. But we're going to get him to deploy his battery to make sure he keeps up. But he is in this podium battle. He is in this podium battle. And he deserves it. And the strategy call for him has been superb. That safety car was absolutely epic. It was absolutely epic. I can't describe to you how epic it was. But he has dropped Lewis Hamilton on the mediums. He is battling with the McLarens. And Daniel Ricciardo is half a second in front of Charles Leclerc at the moment. Yeah, we're going to come to a DRS zone in a minute. But these two drivers are in a cracking position. Ollie Behrman has gained on Leclerc, who doesn't have DRS. Ollie Behrman could be going into third place here in China. Ricciardo's out in front. Norris in second, right behind him. You can see in ahead, Norris going for the move. Ollie Behrman gets past Charles Leclerc. Oh, or does he? Or does he? Charles Leclerc hangs on with a bit of late braking. But yeah, this is epic. 6 laps to go. I can't call this. I cannot call this race. It is unreal. We're going to have DRS here because Charles Leclerc should have let us have the lead into the corner. But we are there. Lando Norris battling with Daniel Ricciardo up front. I'm worried if Norris gets past, he will just disappear. But this is going to hurt, Ollie. But we need you to push, mate. We need you to use that battery as much as you can to keep pace with these two up front. And I said Ollie Behrman wasn't out of this for a podium. That's his teammate. Right there. That is his teammate. Obviously, Daniel has a much better battery potential to use. But we've dropped Charles Leclerc. This is Daniel Norris versus Ricciardo and Behrman. Come on, Ollie. Come on, Ollie. You've just got to keep up. You've just got to keep up as best you can. Daniel Ricciardo overtakes Lando Norris in the windy sections like he likes to in this race. And I think Ollie Behrman is going to have the DRS. Hopefully. Hopefully. We might have to run him in a few laps of top up. But Daniel Ricciardo keeps first position. This is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers, this race. Brawn. China, it suits our car. Clearly it suits our car. I'm worried about Ollie Behrman's tyres. He's trying to manage them, but not doing a great job of it. But there we are, in a DRS trade. Leclerc is in it as well. Norris can't get past Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, man. Yeah, Ollie Behrman's battery is knackered. But we're going to ask him to just go into top up because he's going to have DRS on the next straight anyway. We could try and get Danny Ricciardo to push away, but I think we need to save the battery for the last few laps, if I'm honest. But you can see him going defensive. Daniel Ricciardo out in front. Ollie Behrman, it wasn't defensive enough. Lando Norris gets through, and Ollie Behrman is on the back of his teammate once again. Ollie Behrman's got an ERS fault. He's got an ERS fault. This could cost him the podium. He's got overtaken by Piastri, but he's got an ERS fault, and it is going to allow Charles Leclerc surely to get back at him inside 3 laps. We are trying our hardest here with Ollie Behrman to get him up. Where he could have a podium. He's so unlucky. He's been so unlucky with this fault. He has got DRS. We've pushed that ERS probably a bit too high. What is it? Reduced output. Okay, well, interesting. Okay. He's hanging on the back at the moment of Oscar Piastri. He's not going to have much battery left to help him out, though. That's the problem. Daniel Ricciardo takes the lead again. 3 laps to go. We're on the final lap. Daniel Ricciardo, just give it everything you have, my friend. Come on. It's the final lap. Ollie Behrman is still chasing down Oscar Piastri. Daniel Ricciardo is out in front. He needs to put a second between him and Lando Norris. This is the view from Norris. Oh, my God. Ollie Behrman nearly running out of fuel there. Needs to keep an eye on that. But, right, go. Go, Ollie. See what you can do. We've nearly put a second away from Lando Norris. Keep going, Daniel. Keep going. Get those tyres pushing a little bit more, Ollie, as well. Right, now back into neutral because we just need to manage it till the end. He stayed in DRS. Ricciardo has broken a second to Norris. Can Daniel Ricciardo do the unthinkable? Can he do the unthinkable? Ollie Behrman, I can't manage both of these drivers. I think Daniel's got this sorted. Balance. Don't run out of fuel, mate. Don't run out of fuel. You've got 33% tyres. Daniel Ricciardo is 1.7 seconds ahead of Lando Norris. Come on, Ollie Behrman. Come on, Ollie Behrman. Daniel Ricciardo, 1.6 seconds as he comes heading towards the final corner. Ollie Behrman is right there. Oh, he's right behind Piastri. Daniel Ricciardo gets through the last corner. He is going to win the Chinese Grand Prix. He does win the Chinese Grand Prix. And Ollie Behrman is so close. So close. And he runs out of fuel just after crossing the line. But Daniel Ricciardo is your race winner in China. Oh my word. Thank you, safety car gods. Thank you, pit stop gods. We have had the perfect race. And Daniel Ricciardo picks up Brawn's first win. Come on, come on. What a performance. Daniel Ricciardo up 5 places. I said he could challenge for a podium. I didn't think he'd get the win. But up 5 places, he finishes first. Oh my word, 25 points on the board. Ollie Bearman up 3 to 4th. And so close to a podium. Oscar Piastri just holding on at the end. Absolutely amazing. Daniel Ricciardo goes 2nd in the Drivers' Championship. Ollie Bearman climbs 9 places to go to 9th. And in the Constructors, we climb 3 places to go 2nd. What a bloody weekend that is. The 2 fastest pit stops are ours as well. Unbelievable stuff there. Really good from the boys. We pay out the bonuses, but I don't care about that. We have 1.2 or 1.02 million coming in. Oh my word. First place for Daniel Ricciardo. Come on. And our design for our new front wing is done. Could this day get any better? What a performance. Like, what a performance that is. The vote has been done. I voted for something that everybody else hated. So the major changes for next year are going to be... they're going to be a lot of major front wing changes. So that's what we're good at. So we'll be starting a lot of research into that next year. But what a race. Our new research period is open as well. What a race. That front wing, we haven't got the new one built yet, but the suspension can go on with a bit of a replacement. Unbelievable. First place. It's just incredible. What a race. What a start to season 2 we're having here. It's really, really good. Right, Singapore is coming up in a week's time. I think it's straight out there. Then we move on to the Middle East and go from there. But we've got a week off. Thank God for that. Right, what have we got here? Design complete for the chassis. Manufacturing complete for the chassis. Side pods complete. And an underfloor complete as well. We've just designed a new rear wing. So let's go and get we can't. We need these things to finish. Then we can get our rear wing, our new front wing designed. Obviously, we've got a car that's pretty good this year. Do we start our research straight away for next year? I feel like we sort of have to, right? We know front wing's going to have major changes. So, it's not a new ATR period. I thought it was. Let's start off then with that. And we're going to put this one just on... let's go for cornering, because cornering is what's going to be affected the most. Look at that, 65% affected on everything on the front wing is just absolutely ludicrous. But we are going to focus to start with on the cornering. I'm just thinking, if we put that up, does it actually help us? 15, 14, 4, 6, 4, 6, 13. No, it doesn't. Airflow front, 18, 6, 6, 67. Yes, that does help us with the cornering there. So next onto that, one engineer, because you get the most stuff with it, the most importance or whatever it is, learning. I can't remember. But what cost cap have we got? 83 million remaining in the cost cap. Yes, we're going to be piling a lot of that into research. We'll also get onto the side pods, because they have had everything's had a huge impact. But we'll go with airflow front, airflow middle, engine cooling, and U down. It's going to be very interesting to see how this works going into next year. Obviously, much like real life, there is huge design implications coming for 2026. So we are just going to focus. All of our first bits are going to be on cornering where we can, and then go from there. Just sticking one engineer on it at the moment. So 33, 30, 44. I guess the only thing I do need to look at is when that's the new ATR period. Oh no, ATR period 2 ends there. So when is the new one? Facilities upgraded. Facility upgraded. Bit of research complete on the underfloor. ATR period ends. Oh, does it just open straight away? Ah, yes, it just opens the next day. Okay, so we're going to have side pod research, underfloor research completed, front wing research completed, still be in the ATR period, and then be able to do another research program in that as well with as it stands at the moment. Wow! What an episode. Thank you so much for watching our first win in a GP. It came in China. Next up is my home Grand Prix of Singapore. I'll catch you then. Cheers.